We want to go somewhere. The way of the cross is a road, and roads are made to be walked on. What have we come for? We've come to ponder and to pray. The word station means a place to stop and to stand still. The stations of the cross are places along the road where we can enter and accept the mystery we might otherwise be too busy, angry, or discouraged to consider. The way of the cross is a special kind of prayer. It is a drama, and drama is not an artificial thing. A play is not a diversion from real life. A good play is more real than anything we are used to calling real. Drama turns life inside out and shows us what it means. The walking and the waiting that this prayer involves are part of that prayer, and they're part of the play. We are not setting apart time of our daily existence for a sacred purpose, but we're bringing our daily existence home into its own explanation and saying yes to what it really means. The way of the cross is our daily existence, interpreted, recognised and accepted. The particular beauty of this prayer is that we could not make it unless in a sense we've already finished it. For part of the meaning is that its ending has worked backwards into the beginning. Easter into the condemnation, and the garden of resurrection into our blighted paradise. We are not walking in the wilderness, for Easter runs like a brook across and even under the road where we travel. So let us journey the way of the cross. The first station, the trial. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Beginning can be difficult. We're scattered, for one thing, dry and disconnected by Ezekiel's fields of bones. We would be glad enough to pick up the pieces and start out fresh, but we've never been able to manage it. Beginnings always seem to start in the wrong place, and we feel we had not had the chance to begin anything properly since the first day of school, maybe since the day we were born, and we're not altogether sure about that. We are also worried. It is as if our problems would run away and get worse if there were not being constantly something to worry about. We could find ourselves at the 6th station without ever having gone to the first. Be glad it does not matter that much. Pick up one piece of yourself if that is all that you can get your hands on. One worry, one sorrow, or one ecstatic joy. One will do. Fit it slowly and deliberately into your accepting heart and into the accepting heart of Christ, and let it go. He will take care of the rest of you, for we have to be on our way. The second station, accepting. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. The cross is not a thing you hate and cannot get rid of. That weight you pick up every morning and haul to the end of the day. The cross is not dead wood. You plant it and it grows. The shadow of the cross is not a fearful thing. The shade can be comforting. The human heart has two great quarrels with itself, suffering and guilt. In the shadow of the cross, these two great adversaries sit down and make peace with us. Hot, sweaty, short-tempered and short-sighted, they come in out of the sun. The strident voices hush the argument, the questioning. To accept the cross is not to acquiesce in our own destruction or to let ourselves in for more of what we cannot stand. It is to keep ourselves from looking at things all wrong and adding to the pain. Let the cross root. Let it grow branches and be shade. The third station, the first fall. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is not much of a start if we're going somewhere. To fall, to be crowded, to be yanked up and hustled off without the chance to think the matter over. You need some mental space in which to come to terms with what is falling about you. Or do you? John Donne spoke of the Advent Christ as immensity, shut into a little room. A lot of life is shut in little room, without adequate resources of time or thought or education or even love. We all have our own personal litanies of constriction. At this point in our travels, we can at least take notice that Donne's rhyme closes with only the one appropriate word, womb. We can agree that being shut in little room has something to do with us being born. The fourth station, the mother. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Letting go is part of our responsibility and also part of love. We cling to one form of relationship because we cannot imagine any other. But a moment comes when the bearer of our love walks off into another country of the spirit, perhaps a place of imminent destruction, and we do not know the geography. Some people have to reach their Easter without us. At least it can look that way at first. There is something else that we can cling to. We can nurse our regret at having to let go, or at remembering what we did not do, or that any number of ways where we have botched the relationship. Who of us has not given the wrong advice, or used other people to our own advantage instead of theirs, or known ourselves inadequate to another's need? We have to let go of regret, for this kind of self-torment is not contrition, but despair. There is a season and a season for everything under the sun. There is a way of cherishing which entrusts our love to their own seasons of resurrection. The fifth station, Simon. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. We have been loved. We still are loved. Inadequately perhaps, but people do the best that they can. We have been helped, and maybe the love and the help would seem less inadequate if we stopped a while to ponder the privilege of having them. We could take count of service and courtesy, of kindness, humour, friendship and generosity. The privilege of loving is just as good as the privilege of being loved. They go together. But giving does not mean forcing on others the things you want to give in order to feel valuable. It means respect for what they really need. It means providing space for them to make mistakes in, or space for honesty on either hand. The sixth station, Veronica. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. It does not happen this way to us. We wish it could. We would like to have the chance for a graceful gesture. We would like to carry home that picture on a scarf. Something else happens to us. We are the scarf. It is only theory until one day it matters very much. Do not think it is always easy to be yourself and someone else to be yourself and also another. We cannot get ourselves on order. There is this face inside us that is ours and someone else's, and the form it takes is determined as much by what we are not as by what we are. The face of Christ being pressed into our capacity for human expansion, for love, for joy and for service, but also into our limitation, into the fabric of all we do not want to be, all we would rather transcend, change or ignore. The face of Christ looks out at us from a world of other people, from lives that attract and sustain us, from lives that we would rather transcend, change or ignore. The seventh station, the second fall. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is a strange circumstance in which to celebrate the works of human skill, but we should. Falling down is not what we are born for. Falling is not only unavoidable, but useful, even necessary. We should, however, praise the hands by which we are raised up, supported, and sent once more on our way. May we praise the skills of human understanding which appreciate the value and potential of our falls and teach us how to walk again. Let us be glad as well for the medicine, for the art, for the architecture, for the music, for the farming and the books, the labour which fashions 1,000 methods of lightening our burden. Praise the marvel of the human tongue and all its languages. Praise every gift in which visits the world. And God visits the world and places in our hands something of our own power and concern. The eighth station, the mourning women. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Mourn for yourselves and for your children. Yes, but let the resurrection in. We are born. We know it is not right to let the sorrow of the world, its malice, violence, and exploitation paralyze our capacity to help. The magnitude of all that is wrong is enough to numb the healing. But we must not. Despair is not compassion. What limited but practical help can we give today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow? On the other hand, we have to settle for a lot less than we want. The world will not permit itself to be made over to our specification. We ought not to be so compelled by our own vision of improvement that everyone in reach suffers as much of our ministrations as from the original disorder. The ninth station, the third fall. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. It is strange how running can feel so much like falling down. Some of us like to do too much. It is a kind of importance. It's better than being ignored. Some of us do not like it at all. We do not like always feeling that there is something we forgot. We would like to pray and be wholly there, to get to the end of a day in one piece instead of 24, to finish one task at a time and pay attention to one person at a time. We try to keep our balance and we get mad because our trying is so pitiful and unsuccessful. We're angry at our anger and terribly afraid of getting lost in our desperation. Bring it here, the frazzle, the failure and the anger. Hand him the desperation. Be still for just a minute. God fell down. He knows all about it. He brushes the tips of his fingers over the jagged edges of our fractured hearts. The 10th station, stripping. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. what we can do and give and be for others is only part of love. If you add what they can do and give and be for us, you still do not have the whole of it. Sometimes we have to let things be taken away, and not only things, but ourselves. The occasion might be small. An opinion, a conviction, a cultural outlook may not be shared or confirmed by someone else. The outlook is more like a garment. It's a second skin, and in its rejection we ourselves go unconfirmed. The occasion may be vast beyond reckoning, as deep as bereavement, as radical as exile or abandonment. We do not belong. Sometimes it feels as if we do not exist. But belonging is something inward which no one can take away. Someday we will know this, and we will know that only from this place of belonging we can truly love. The 11th station, the nailing. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. If we're going somewhere, what are the nails for? This is not a pause along the way, it is a full stop. A lot of life can feel this way. The gift of responsibility can upon occasion feel this way. The commitment given in a gentler hour. I did not know. I never thought. Of course not. That is the point. The point holds when we want to run away, when we're in danger of skipping out in the dark, sweet mystery of the responsible choice. The nail holds, it also pierces, down to a region of the heart whose entrance should be locked except for promises made before we knew what they would expect of us. This is a place of beautiful secrets told only in the dark, a place where the waters of Easter flow very close and very clear. The 12th station, death. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. We're climbing now. The road gets wider here, for everyone is coming. The brook, too, swells. As if they were closer, we come to it as it's come to its source, the wider it grows. Somewhere near here is beginning, and we would find the place if only we could see. Why has the sun gone out? Darkness is the silence of the heart. It erases the non-essential. We sit in a circle, listening with our eyes, our ears and our hearts. What we want to do and be and become, those terribly important concerns which cluttered up the outset of our journey, settle themselves over there on the fringe of the crowd. We sit in the dark, at the centre, and listen to the breathing of God. The 13th station, receiving the body. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. It is always other people whose children went to prison or were too poor to be fed right. Or maybe it was not. Maybe it was always us. But we know now, some way, what it is like to be unable to provide, unable to stop harm. Or we know what it is like to be the one in jail, or the one who in some other way has no more life to live. It is over. Or has it just begun? This quiet time, this cessation of the struggle, with appearances because there are no other people left to struggle with. This evaporation of alternatives, is it a place of creation? It cannot be unless God has been here before us and is still here, unless this negation of the unbinding of his wings, a night rocked by the warm wind of his creative tenderness. The 14th station, Entombment. Come down from the cross if you are the Son of God. He has, and so have we. This is where the road goes. Our human effort has been spent, and we do not have to walk any more. Waiting is not a goal. Waiting is expectation, and expectation is what life is for. We can do a lot. We can walk a long distance, but the ultimate purpose of life is not walking, but waiting. The trouble is not waiting, but the quarrels we pick with it. In our time of being spent, we try to see the point, or change what cannot be changed, or generally make a mess of what we are supposed to be doing, which is not doing, but waiting. There are times for doing and times for waiting, and even the times of doing must have their share of expectation. But even waiting is not the goal. Something else is. Something we are waiting for. Something we can only be given. Something we know will come.